we are about to get a brand new update, which is the new Alien Invasion update. Now, as you can see, there's something that just flew right above my head, and that is obviously a UFO, which is also going to be the brand new Alien Invasion update. Now, based off of what we know, we just know that it's called the Alien Invasion update, and from the image, we can see that there is a lumberjack being taken by what appears to be a UFO sucking him in with some sort of green light and the word aliens in the background. Now this makes me believe that there's a new type of mob in the game. One that's not the cultists, that's not the deer, that's going to be a new, probably hostile mob, which is going to be the aliens. Now, there may even be a new type of different building style for the aliens, or what I believe, the aliens are going to be the post 100 game story. Because as you know, after 100 games, a cutscene happens where you get sucked into a cutscene where the deer goes through a hole. Now, we don't exactly know where this hole is and what it does, basically, but all I can see right now is that we may be able to go through that hole, and then we can enter the brand new dimension, which would be the alien dimension. Or if that's too ambitious, the aliens just, come to the forest and just start some events. So, the aliens, I'm not sure about any buildings that might happen, because it is quite difficult for an alien to actually have a building. Because if you think about it, how do aliens even set up a building? Either you have like an alien base, and then there's aliens that you can fight, which are basically cultists, but that would be pretty lame because we already have multiple cultist buildings as well as a cultist stronghold that gives you a whole bunch of diamonds. So you'd have to choose between the cultist stronghold or fighting the alien stronghold or whatever it would be, and it'll of course be pretty difficult to pick. So I think that the alien invasion will actually be an event that comes and attacks your base, such as the cultist event, where a bunch of cultists comes, some melee, some ranged, they come to your base, and then they start hitting your base and just start like destroying it. And if you do keep cultists alive, then obviously your campfire will drain faster. It'll basically be the same thing with aliens. But in this case, perhaps aliens will have some different way of attacking. Maybe there's a new mechanic where, I just saw the UFO fly by, but maybe there's a new mechanic where the aliens, instead of, for cultists, you attack them, they hit you, and then yada yada, for aliens, perhaps it's they hit you, and because they're so technologically advanced, then you can't actually hit them back. So they'll just be flying in the air, and you'll just have to kind of dodge their attacks. Kind of like the lightning strikes, where there's lightning that strikes you, and you kind of gotta dodge the lightning. I'm pretty sure you could actually see like a bit of yellow in the sky right before the lightning strikes, if I'm not wrong, or if I'm just hallucinating. But either way, you may have to try to actually avoid the alien attacks. Now, if we go back into what the description of the actual update says, it says, an unidentified flying object was spotted around the forest. Now this leads me to believe that it's not necessarily going to be a UFO that flies above your head and tries to hit you. It could also be more so of a building like I mentioned earlier, but it won't be a building, it'll be like a crashed UFO, alright? So what I think it'll be like a crashed UFO similar to the crashed airplane, and that'll be one new location. But the thing is that the creators, the devs, they're not likely to just go ahead and make such a small update for such a big name, such as the Alien Invasion in all capital letters. So, for example, the furniture update, it promised furniture, but not only did it deliver on a furniture trader, it also gave us like a whole new class, as well as a whole new building, which was the actual anvil crafting building, which of course, as we know now, is a pretty core part of our playthrough, because it allows us to get bandages. And also in the previous update, with the cultist strongholds, not only did it just give you a cultist stronghold, it also gave you the hunter class, which is obviously another brand new class. And this one is actually more useful than the decorator, because the decorator is, well, purely for like decoration purposes. It doesn't really help you. The hunter actually helps, even though I wouldn't recommend it. I'd still recommend the cook over it. Also, I should probably level up my cook. It's pretty low leveled. And also, they added in the brand new brawler class, which a lot of people find to be their fan favorite, as this class does have a pretty unique playstyle where you have to go melee only. Now, what leads me to believe is that in this brand new alien update, they'll probably add in another class. Now this class will either be related to the update, such as the furniture update with the decorator, as those two are related, or it'll be slightly unrelated to the update, but something that the community has been asking for. For example, if we go here, the hunter and the brawler would be similar to, would not be similar to the cultist stronghold, but they would be what the community is asking for. Because if I believe, I went to the Discord and I saw some of the class ideas, and I'm pretty sure those were on there, and then they actually got added into the game. So now there may be some new highly awaited classes that will be added. For example, one class that a lot of people have been asking is a new cultist class. Now, I don't exactly know how a new cultist class will work. It may be added, but this cultist class may be able to just make you, I don't know, friendly with the cultist and immune to cultist damage. But as a cost, you may suffer from a couple of things. For example, you can't use revolvers, and you can only use, I don't know, crossbows dropped by cultists, because now cultists can drop crossbows. It's just a theory. Or perhaps there's a brand new, like, deer archetype class, because as we know, there's a deer monster in there. And this new deer class may make it so that you are immune to the deer, but you take damage during direct sunlight. So during the day, you can't be out in the open like this. You have to be under a tree or under some sort of building in order to not take damage. That could be some possible classes. But if we were talking about classes that are actually related to this alien event, then obviously a couple classes come to mind, such as the alien class. Now the alien class, I have absolutely zero idea how it's going to work. Perhaps the alien class will make it so that you don't really use things that are native to the like Earth. You know, for example, the revolvers. Revolvers are man-made weapons. They obviously won't be used by the aliens, and maybe aliens will have some sort of unique ability. For example, aliens can, I don't know, have telepathy, and they can figure out the nearest building with a chest. They just mark all the chest locations on the map, and you can go to it. I don't know, maybe something magical like that, where it's not actually humanly possible, but it's just something really cool that they can add into the game. And of course, the price, right? We gotta talk about the price. If it's something decorational, such as the decorator, I believe it'll be 40 gems and below. Now, I don't think they'll make something that is purely cosmetic, just because with the brand new decorator class, most of the community has been pretty hating towards this class. They did not like it at all, and same with me. I didn't like it because it doesn't help you to play through at all. So most likely they'll do a class that will actually help you, such as perhaps the brawler or the hunter, but I think that the price range will be a little bit more expensive, because as we said, this update, it's in all caps. They're advertising it a lot, but in the description, they're barely putting in any information. So I think that there could be some really, really cool opportunities in here for some really expensive classes, or maybe not really expensive, but more expensive than the brawler, and between the assassin and the brawler. So perhaps 250 gems, and if that were the case, then I may to go ahead and spend, 900 Robux, just because I barely have any gems. So those are all the series that I have thus far for the brand new Alien Invasion update.